back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vanessa Leal. On today's video, I'm going to be recreating my very first makeup look I ever posted on Instagram, which was 7 years ago. I'll show you guys what it looks like here. So as I was sitting here trying to think of what to film, I was going through Instagram, and then I remembered this look, and I remember exactly where I was, exactly what was going through my head, and I was like, let me recreate it, see the difference I can do 7 years later. This is what I came up with. So if you're interested in seeing my steps and seeing the things that have changed in my routine, then stay tuned and let me know what you think. Applied my foundation and my eyebrows already, since those are pretty basic. Just used my Estée Lauder Double Wear, my Hydrablur primer by Dermalogica, and then my Born This Way concealer in the shade Porcelain. And then for my eyebrows, my Foolproof brow powder by Benefit, and then this tiny Tarte brush. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the 24-hour brow setter by Benefit on my eyebrows just to brush all the hairs up. I feel like I need to talk like the influencers used to back in 2013. Just like so. Okay, so by looking at my picture, I can tell that back then I used a warm eyeshadow. Back in 2013, I was using Coastal Scents, like, any makeup addict was back then. I used a 252 palette. I don't have that palette on me anymore, but I guess we can use something similar, which I think the similar palette to what Coastal Scents was back then, I guess it's Morphe now. So we're gonna be using the Jacklyn Hill Volume 2 palette. So look at how pretty that is. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started by applying the shade Love Handles all around the crease. I applied some of the Too Faced concealer as my base, my eyeshadow base, and I set it with some of that Cover FX powder. So back then I didn't use a crease shade. I pretty much just applied the orange, the blue, and bam, that was it. So definitely have learned a bunch of makeup tricks since. So as y'all can tell, I'm going pretty high. Not touching the brow bone, but getting pretty close to it. For my second step, I'm going to be using the shade Thick Skin, which is this one right in here, which is just a little bit darker, and I am going to start going more towards the outer corner. Even though I don't even think I knew back in 2013 what a cut crease was, that's what I ended up doing back then. So I had a really beautiful light blue cut crease. So what I'm going to be using to cut my crease is a P. Louise base in Rumor 01. I absolutely love P. Louise. I've had this shade since, I don't know I think they changed the packaging by now, but I've had this for like 4 years now. It goes a really long way. So to cut the crease, I'm going to be using a very flat brush. Can you see? And I'm just going to start by pressing it. So a trick that you guys can do whenever it comes to cutting your crease, if you've never done it before, is apply it at the bottom and then look up, and then you can see where your crease would like naturally cut. See, it's so easy. So I'm just patting it on, and then I'm just using my finger at the end just to kind of like blend the two colors together. So once you do the cut crease, they don't have to be completely perfect just yet. So as you guys can tell, like, it's not like completely smooth, but we are going to be working on that in just a little bit. For the light blue, I used a pretty shimmery light blue back then, and The most similar thing I could find to that was by my masquerade, on my Masquerade palette by JuviAs. So I'm going to be using the shade Sola. I'm using a Coastal Scents brush because, hey, you know, that's what I was using back then. So let's go ahead and use them. So I'm just using that to apply it all around, just lightly patting it on. Which, by the way, you guys, Coastal Scents still makes brushes. I mean, they still make everything, but their brushes are really great. Every Thanksgiving, every Black Friday, they do 50% off their brushes. And that's whenever I use the opportunity to kind of buy a bunch of brushes to have in my kit. So all of these, let's see if I have any right here. So for example, this one, which is a BR 250, which is a really good Morphe dupe. I buy them for like $2 every Black Friday, so it's really good. So towards the end of the eye, I'm going to be grabbing the shade Mystic Eyes from the Dominique Cosmetics Celestial Thunder palette. And I'm just going to apply it right in here so we can start blending it in with the orange. So now I'm going to be using this pencil brush, just a really tiny pencil brush, and I'm going to be going in with the shade Ada on the JuviAs palette, and I am going to be cleaning up the cut crease. I am now going to be going in with the shade Fulani right here, which is just a deep brown. And I am going to start to blend in the two shades together. Now that the basic eye makeup is done, I am going to go a little bit extra and then use one of these eyeliners. Look at how beautiful these are. These are angel wing eyeliners. I got them off of Amazon. I haven't tried them yet, so let's see how good they are. I am going to be going in with this light blue shade right there. I'm now going to go ahead and apply the NYX matte eyeliner. There we go. And I'm going to be doing a winged eyeliner because that's how I had it back then. And there we go. So eyeliner is on. I am now going to go ahead and apply my mascara. I'm using the Pure Fully Charged Mascara. So now that the top of my eyes is ready, I'm going to go back in and repeat some of the steps on the bottom lash line. So I'm going to go back in with Sola. And you want to go pretty low. I know at first it looks a little crazy whenever you're like, you know, putting eyeshadow underneath your eyes. You're like, wow, I'm going really low, but this really does make all the difference. We're going back in with Ada, really close to the waterline. I was all about the waterline black eyeliner back then. I'm gonna go in with my Lancome Kohl black pencil into my waterline. And then we're gonna be grabbing from the Celestial Thunder palette the Eternal Light shimmery shade, and I am gonna be grabbing a teeny tiny brush. I'm gonna spray it with MAC Fix Plus, and then we're gonna grab it, and this is gonna be our highlight shade. I really hope that you guys can see my light situation right now is not the best. I've been trying to see what works for me, and it's been a struggle. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pop my eyelashes on and I'll be right back. So now that my eyelashes are on, I'm gonna move on to the rest of my face. So I'm gonna be using the Anastasia contour palette, and I'm gonna be going in with this warmer shade, and I'm gonna start to finally add some color to this pale face of mine. I was definitely a little bit more tanned back then than I am right now, so I gotta add a little bit of color. Also, I didn't have any of these bright lights back then. I remember so well, we used to have a lamp right next to our couch with that yellow bulb, and that used to be what I used to use for all my makeup pictures and to practice. Good times. And now I'm gonna be grabbing this brush. This is a Luxie 209 large shader, and go back in with that contour shade and just very lightly go and add a little bit of contour to my nose. I don't contour my nose too much because it's already small, but it's good to have just a little bit of color. So I am now going to be using Alamar Cosmetics blush palette and this beautiful Scorcher shade right here. It's like a peachy shade. Now for another fellow Latino artist couture, Mr. Mac Daddy, I'm going to be using his highlight in the shade Summer Haze. Oh, so pretty. And there we go. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I did my 2013 look any justice? It's really interesting to see what I was doing all those years ago. I remember just being so excited about, you know, starting in my makeup journey. I had just taken an airbrush makeup class in school, and it just like blew my mind and all the things I could do. I remember being, you know, so young and just so hopeful. I remember buying stuff from the Avon catalogs. I had never worn makeup before this. I never wore makeup through high school. I remember I used to steal some of my mom's foundation to like put over my pimples sometimes, and like a little bit of her lipstick, but that was really it. So whenever I took this makeup class, it just like opened my world up to all these new opportunities, and it just, you know, changed my life. So it's so nice to see, you know, all the growth I've done these past 7 years. So yeah, it's been really great. So what do you guys think? I am really obsessed with these eyeliners I found from Amazon. I'll definitely link them for you guys down below. And yeah, if you guys have any questions on this look, make sure you let me know. If you try it, then make sure you tag me on Instagram and I'll repost you in my stories. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my video. Make sure you like and subscribe if you made it till the end. And yeah, I hope you guys have a very great day, and I'll see you next week.